Sister Megs here. Part 4 to all the singles out there. How to deal with sexual desire without shame. So I often find this question to singles that I counsel and the ones that I actually mentor. They ask me of this question, Sister Megs, I get to feel the emotions of wanting to have sex. I need you to know, sexual desire is not a sin, because that's how you are made, okay? But misplaced desire is the one that is dangerous. 2 Timothy 2 verse 22 says, flee youthful lust. The Bible does not say pray away the lust. No, it says flee. That's how dangerous sex is if it's misplaced desire. So what am I saying? Stop feeding sexual imagination, brothers and sisters. This you might find it in the music you listen to, the shows you watch, the social media. There is so much of sexual things happening around us nowadays, even in cartoons for kids. So sexual temptation rarely begins with action. It begins with imagination. Yeah, in your mind, that's where it starts. So what people consume through music, some of these people that you want to listen to, that you like, the way they swear, the way they talk about intimacy things, the movies, the novels, social media, the conversations, shapes your inner world. So when someone constantly exposes themselves to sexualized content, they unintentionally strengthen desires they are trying to resist, because it's being stored here. Okay? So guarding input is one of the most effective ways to guard that behavior. Okay? Another thing, avoid emotional intimacy that mimics dating. So I often see young people that just want to hang out. They hang out in closed doors, just the two of them, a man and a woman, and they say they're friends. Or they're from church, brother and sister, and they're hanging out. Listen, emotional intimacy can be just as powerful and just as risky as physical intimacy. I once counseled a couple where they were actually good friends working together. Guess what they did? They ended up being pregnant. But they were friends. They never even spoke about I love you, I love you. They were friends. And they began just to sleep with each other. So deep late night conversations, constant texting, sharing personal struggles, or relying on someone's for comfort can create a bond that is going to feel like a relationship, even when one doesn't exist. So what it does, it creates or leads to confusion, attachment, and temptation. How can you open up and speak deep things to a person of the opposite sex? What are you trying to get from them? Another point, set physical and emotional boundaries. Boundaries are very important. Boundaries are not about restriction only. They are about protection, protecting you, yourself. Okay? So clear limits help people avoid situations where temptation grows. Physical boundaries guard the body. The emotional boundaries and guard the heart. So without boundaries, people drift into compromise simply because they didn't plan ahead. Have you seen people that just touch, and they call themselves friends? They just touch. You want, like, what's going on? They touch. When they hug, you are standing there, you're just like, oh my goodness, it's just a hug with a brother and a sister from church. Seriously? Don't do that to yourself. Another thing that I want to tell you, singles, fast periodically to retain discipline. Fasting is not just about food, but it's about strengthening the muscle of self-control. When someone practices saying no to something legitimate, like food, imagine how much you love food, how much you love fast food, but you say to yourself, if I continue to eat this way, I am going to have how many pounds, and that's not going to be healthy for my body. So can you imagine when you are doing that to your spiritual life? Because you are building the capacity to say no to things that are harmful, right? So fasting recenters the heart, quiets the impulse, and trains the mind to submit desires rather than be ruled by them. Because the flesh can rule you, my brother. Oh, the flesh will rule you, my sister. I need you to know this. Celibacy is not suppression. It is simply redirection. Live a pure life. And in case you are in a relationship, I need you to know that in these veins flows blood, not orange juice, not wine, not water, but blood. So if you think, no, I'm very strong, my boyfriend is very strong, oh, we are Christians, think again. Go into the room by just the two of you. You sit close together, and you start touch, kiss, and then come back and tell me that, Sister Megs, I proved it. You were lying. Come back and tell me. I'm waiting.